June is not that far away, and lots of election planning and the contests are going on all the way up into the primaries. I want to welcome Jeannie Lepowski from the Democratic Club joining us today.
Glad
Thanks
to be here.
Thanks for being here. You guys got a lot going on. You're busy.
Yeah.
You might even say frazzled.
Yeah. In fact, I have said frazzled. but lots going on, but we're getting a lot done.
Mm-hmm.
And
does it really pick up steam? Do people start to reach out for you, a lot of candidates saying, hey, can I come talk? Can I do this kind of thing? And you guys have to figure out how can we accommodate as June gets closer and closer, right?
Right, exactly. And I just want to say it's not just June, it's voting actually starts in May.
Mm-hmm.
And so anybody who's trying to start
anybody who might have moved here, they got to register if they're new to the area.
Yeah.
They got to, and we got, the ballots are coming out soon,
right.
and all of these things are starting to happen.
Ballots drop on May 4th.
Right.
But I should say, I mean, this is kind of not what we were planning to talk about, but if you just move here and you need to register, you can go to the vote center. Once the vote center opens, you can go to the vote center and they will allow you to cast your ballot and let you register provisionally. Okay, so long as you're not lying on your voter registration, your vote will count.
Okay.
So, and that's important to know.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the day. There are some 11-day vote centers, but in our area, the vote centers are four days, and they open the last the Friday, I believe, the Friday before June 2nd. Okay. So in May.
In the registrar's office, if people really want to make the effort, they could always go up to the registrar's office and take care of things up there or something like that.
But the purpose of the vote centers is so people don't have to go to the registrar's office. So yeah, so I've worked the vote centers. I think it's really cool, and I'm hoping to do it again this year.
I head to those places all the time when I'm doing my voting. You guys got your next meeting coming up on the 21st. It's your general meeting. Right. But you also have two different forums that use a little bit different. You have an afternoon forum and an evening forum.
That's correct. So our general meeting is on the usual date, which is March 21st, and it's the first of our two forums, and obviously our usual meetings are in the evening, so it's going to be in the evening at the usual time. We have
it's a primary election candidate forum, and who are some of the candidates you guys are bringing in, and we're going to be hearing from?
Well, we have a candidate for assessor who is named Janet Conklin. We have our Katrina Foley, who is running to stay as on the Board of Supervisors. We have Chris Cluey for the 72nd Assembly District, and he's been with us. I mean, he's been to our club a couple of times already, so we actually know him quite well. We have Patrick Wolf, who is running for that very important job, insurance commissioner.
Okay.
And we have a couple of people running for two different judge offices. Judge Office 13 is Robert Messman. Judge Office 41 is Amy Sagal. And then we have somebody for the Orange County Board of Education, Jason Sams, and we have somebody running for the statewide Superintendent of Public Education, who is Michelle Henderson. So and that's everybody who, so far, that we know is going to be coming on the 21st.
Now, have a lot of the races, a lot of the elections, like for assessor or for a board of education, have they become just way more partisan in the last few years in terms of like, are you a Democrat or Republican? Or was that something that usually didn't come up before?
Well, that's a kind of a complex question to answer.
That's why I brought you here.
Well, okay. So basically, it used to be that for some of those, especially local races, voters didn't think it was particularly important to worry about.
I remember when I was younger, I looked at the ballot and I would say, for a board of education, it was usually an educator or somebody in that field. It wasn't about being a politician as much. It was like, I'm an educator. I want to serve in the education field at a higher level.
Yeah. Well, that's what we hope. We always hope that that's why people get into it. But in fact, it's not always the reason. Some people use these education positions as jumping off points to higher office.
Right.
And sometimes people use it because they have a particular political end that they want to accomplish, a broader societal political end that they want to accomplish. So, I mean, it's good for people to be in these positions who have strong feelings about how the world should be.
Right.
Okay, that's not an issue.
Nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that, exactly. But what's changed recently is that there's been more of a division in worldview between the two parties and, the various smaller independent or unofficial smaller third parties, what we call them, lots of third parties.
And how important is it for you to have an assessor or somebody running for a school board post and that kind of thing in, because they don't have the big dollars to do the campaign ads and commercials and the mailers that go out. So this is a lot of times this is one of their only chances to even hear from the voters and the candidates together.
Exactly right. And a lot of these local offices and county office candidates have been going around to various different clubs and venues and groups and doing their in-person vote searching, or trying to convince people tell people who they are, and that's as it should be. I think it's really important
Just
for
the old
people
days of knocking on the doors and making phone calls and that kind of thing.
And talking to people, just to have candidates who actually talk to people and get the feedback, understand what their potential constituents are looking for. And it's also very important for voters to get to know who those candidates are, because sometimes they will, oftentimes they will move up to a more influential office.
They get their start somewhere and kind of move on.
Exactly.
You also have the afternoon, the 1:45, and all village residents are invited to both these forums. So at the 1:45, tell us about that one.
Well, that's going to be at the Towers, and we wanted to have a candidate forum at the Towers because sometimes people in the Towers don't have a way to get, or
not as mobile as some of the other residents.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, they're not as mobile as some of the other residents, and they're also, apart from people in the Towers, there are a lot of people in the village who don't like to go out at night, so they don't come to our general meetings that take place in the evening. So we really like it when we can schedule a program of one sort or another during the day, so that we can get people involved with the Democratic Party and know who we are and get educated about one thing or another.
All right. And what's the lineup you're going to have at the Towers?
At the Towers,
for that one?
Some of the same ones. We'll have Katrina Foley and the two judges, but we also tentatively have Fiona Ma, who is running for lieutenant governor.
Oh, okay.
So, and I'm still working with her on that to make sure that it's going to fit her schedule and so on. But I'm, maybe 70% sure she's going to be there. So I have her on my list.
That's a big get. That's great.
Yeah, and she's the one candidate coming during the day that's not going to be there at the evening meeting.
Okay.
And the other ones are.
Absolutely.
So,
and even though it's at the Towers, everybody's still welcome to come there.
Everybody's welcome to come.
And these are open forums, so you guys aren't charging at the door kind of thing?
We're not charging at the door, although, I have to point out that our original flyers that we, were in a hurry to make, unfortunately, we forgot to take out the part where it says, we left the price on there.
That's why I wanted to make that clear. I know you guys wanted to make sure.
We don't charge for candidate information. We want to make sure that everybody has access to that, so we won't charge. Donations, of course, are welcome, but by no means required.
All right, Jeannie Lepowski, I know you're busy, somewhat frazzled, and I know you got lots of things to do, so we're going to let you get out here. Thanks for joining us today.
Okay.
Appreciate it. And folks, get out to those candidate forums on the 21st. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back with Monday's movie preview. Stay with us.